Hi, welcome to this video on my Arduino 2560 and my breadboard with just another motor and Vision Technique, and two other motors with fans, also Vision Technique, but coupled at separate RLC circuits. Last time it turned out that this one works, but this one doesn't, despite the fact that the circuit is okay and this LED works. I replaced this Oco by 2200 microfarad, just like this one is. I added another inductor, but everything seems to be in vain because it doesn't work. Well, this motor. So let me adjust the camera a bit and let's see how everything works or not. So you see that this motor works, this motor works with the fan, and this one is staying absolutely quiet. And yeah, that has a reason for now, because one wire is loose. So for safety, let's put it out. And let's put a motor in. Now it's connected like this one. So let's try again without much hope. So you see, once again, even with the wires connected, this one doesn't do a thing. Question is why, so I am going to check the whole circuit. For now I'll let everything run. If I short circuit, you see the LED burn. That means that everything is connected. So this is quite unusual, and I already swapped the motors, so that's not a solution either, because then again with this one there, this one burns and this one runs and this not. Or this side, I mean. So the question is, what's going on? I even took another motor instead of this one, and even that one doesn't run. So, time to completely diagnose the wiring. And with the wiring seemingly okay, one thought is to add just another inductor in series, and when that doesn't help, the only thing is using a meter and measure. So I am going to measure over these resistors. This resistor is from this motor that runs. Now I'll try to not block the view to the multimeter. As you can see with the needle on the multimeter, it just works. Now, considering the polarity of the direction of the circuit, I'll have to change the fence. This doesn't work, and with the other direction. There is a very slight movement visible. So let's try the other direction again. But I think that is the problem. It moves very little. And I think that is the problem. So the voltage over here is good enough. The voltage over here doesn't make any move. And when I short circuit the capacitor again, the LED lights up, but this means that there is hardly any voltage over it, over the whole circuit, and that is the reason that it won't work. But the question is why. So with all these inductors and exactly the same capacitor in place in both circuits, the LED works, so that is no problem. But why is the voltage over this resistor so low? And moving the camera to another position again. I think that I'll have to check on the outputs of this circuit leading to this circuit, because this motor doesn't work. So let's do that. With the voltage measured on analog pin 2 being hardly measurable, it stays odd. That's analog pin, out pin 2. It sends out output value 4, which is the same as it does to out pin 4, and out pin 4 leads to the RLC circuit that works. So what is the difference? And the only thing I can think of right now is to add output value, no, output pin 6, just to find out if that analog output pin is wrong for some reason. So let's just do that. Including the comment. And I say here, this is 6 and this is 6. And then I say, okay, output value not really, but I keep that the same. That should not matter. Then I'll put it here. And I make this 6. and then it's a matter of uploading, compiling and uploading, that is. Then I have to rewire 2 to 6 and see what happens. I'm very curious. Yes. So let's see what happens. So what I did is rewire this blue wire from pin 2 to pin 6, leaving everything else as is, and see that nothing happens, not even an attempt. So I'm going to crank it up. Maybe it just needs some persuasion. Is there a wire loose? Nothing of it. I'm short circuiting. And short circuiting helps. Well, at least the LED, but not the fan. So another thing I can do is measuring the resistance over the wire, over the blue wire. So for now I will put the circuit to a hold. Bring in the multimeter again. Now I have to put a setting to resistance. Take these again, the probes, hold it against, and there you see there's absolutely no short circuit in this wire, in the blue wire. So with that fact I'm going to measure also this wire. No problem, as expected. Resistor, no problem. So the question is, if this wire is okay, the voltage, the blue wire is fine, this wire is fine. There may, however, be, and that is something I just noticed now, a problem with this resistor. It is not the same value. I am going to change that one, because if the value is too high, that may be the whole culprit. So I am going to replace that resistor. Let's see if that is indeed the same value. I have no clue. Let's see the others. Let's just replace it and see what happens. Alright, Let's turn it on again. No change. And yeah, that's a disappointment again. So the mystery stays. What is going on here? It is a total mystery, and maybe if I replace the transistor, it could make a difference. Although I doubt that, because as I have shown multiple times, without the transistor working, the LED won't burn. So that's highly doubtful that's the culprit. So think again. I have replaced this little wire at this location by a green LED, and to my surprise it keeps burning. And not only that, the motor needs persuasion to run. So that's one thing. Also, this LED keeps burning and keeps burning, while this one dims much faster. And the only real difference in the circuit is the inductor. So that is one thing. The question is though, if that is really the case, okay, let me end this run for now, start again, and you can see that as soon as I do it, the newly placed LED is burning immediately, while this one obviously is not. And there you go. But this one is a no-go. I can try what I want, it doesn't work. So what I will do is replacing the transistor and see what happens then, because this is something very remarkable. So, do I have a transistor? I have to look in my stock. And I'm just going to try. So I take out this one, I put in this one, oops, and try again. No change there, but you see that by changing the transistor, the LED burns much longer. So let me quit this, start again. This one works. This one still has no intention to run. And considering that, this LED already has dimmed and this one is still burning. So that's an odd idea as well. Slowly turning on. This one still doesn't burn. Now it needs some convincing, but it works. Short circuit of the fan, of the capacitor, but no intention to run at all. So apparently this transistor had something, and still the question is, why the difference? I still have no clue, but we'll figure it out somehow. After some thoughts about the components, I figured that, well, I noticed that this one is 2200 microfarad, but for 35 volts maximum. The original one is 3800 microfarad, but for 25 volts. And this one, which is now on the circuit, is for 35 volts. However, the one in the working RLC circuit is for 16 volts. And to be honest, I don't know if that voltage is of any influence, but to be certain I should look for another 2200 16 volts or close capacitor. In the meantime, I can short circuit, but it won't run. I have added another inductor to no avail. I have changed the transistor, which causes it to burn longer. Changed the resistor. The question remains also, why is the voltage over that line hardly measurable? And that comes from here all the way there. There's no problem with the wires, not that I can measure, and if there was, that LED would not burn, so that's not a point. Remains the value of that capacitor. I'll yank it up to maximum. And it still doesn't do anything. So there's something wrong in the circuit, and I'll have to figure that one out. for now, thank you for watching again to this mystery, and to be continued for sure.